Okay, for my first weekly report, I have decided to call my sister and tell her everything that I'd like to say about the astrological week ahead. Because honestly, like this idea, this concept emerged from having private conversations with people I love very much. And I got really emotional right before I pressed record on this because, like, I love my sister so much, and she's on the call with me. I'm actually FaceTiming with her. um, she agreed to be the person I'm telling this report to. And I think that every Sunday I'm just going to call someone up and I'm going to FaceTime with them. And then I'm going to tell them from my heart what I see is going on astrologically this week. Like, for me, it's so freaking epic and I love it so much. So, anyways, okay, Angela, you know how last week we got together and we made those vision boards? And we just like let all this chaos, we like brain dumped in, and we just cut out stuff, and we organized this board, and we were like, these are the people we're becoming, these are the visions that we see, and these are the sensations we want to feel. Well, I didn't really know why we were doing that until I tuned into the astrology of this week. And this week, the theme that I was getting from this is that we're pulling a slingshot back. Like, and there's a lot of different factors that are contributing to this slingshot. And I listened to several reports that were commentating on the slingshot. And I wrote up like a huge like summary, which I'll include in the comments below. But basically, like, we've been feeling all of this pressure. On one side of the slingshot, there's so much pressure to make things essential, make it sustainable, make it last, like cut out the bullshit, like pressure to like make money, pressure to have like real authentic conversations in our relationships, pressure to figure out what the hell we actually believe, like what do we actually stand for. So that pressure has been existing, and then we have this desire on the other side, this desire to like actually freaking step into this new thing, to like build a new business, to like have this new vision. Like you were talking about the person that you're becoming, who will be like driving in this Buick to this place that you feel you have this strong purpose. And even though, so that's this two sides of the slingshot, right? And then the thing that we're pulling back is this like we want to take some action, like we want to put all of our fire in one direction towards something, but we just don't exactly know where we want to point the slingshot yet. Like it's all drawn back, the pressure's there, we've got the tension, and we are ready, we have the fire, and we've been planning this thing. Like there were some seeds planted in January that were like, okay, this something, we're going to do this thing, we're going to create this new world. So we're pulling it back, and now we're orienting to where we're going to let go of the slingshot. And so I listened to like three astrologers that I listen to every single week: Kate Pacha and Christopher Witecki and Achuta Bava, who they have like their own astrology channels. And I actually wrote down a summary from each of these astrologers, and I'm going to include in the notes the breakdown that Christopher Witecki created for each day of the week, because it's incredibly detailed. I'm not going to go over all of it like in this recording, but basically all of them were talking about how this week we have this incredible opportunity to pull the slingshot into our heart space and make a decision out of love and not fear. So make a decision based on what the future needs and what the future wants, and not because this is how we did it in the past and I'm afraid to take chances, I'm afraid to take risks, I'm afraid that my big vision won't work. I'm afraid that if I take a risk in this arena, that maybe I'm not ready or I'm not good enough. Like that, all those fears are, we don't have space to inform our decisions based on those fears anymore. We can go for it, but basically that means you're pulling your slingshot back and you're and letting it go from a place of fear. And when we like are pulling slingshot backs and like just going out of fear, oftentimes things aren't landing exactly as our heart hopes that they will. Like it's like behaving because we're afraid, we're avoiding confrontation, or behaving because we are trying to control a situation, like because we're afraid of what will happen if we don't. But what I'm saying is, if we're really mindful and we actually have some discipline and we take that moment to ask, like, what does our heart truly believe that we're capable of? And we pull that slingshot, all that energy, all that tension, all that passion, and we put it into our heart, and we connect to our vision. We connect to a dream that we actually believe can come true. And then we begin behaving from that place. We let go and we behave from that place, which we don't have any proof, we don't have any evidence. Maybe we've been building our faith over this year, but that's what this week is asking us to do. And if you want a very like detailed breakdown of how that's shaping up, and like how each day of the week is shaping up, I wrote a summary and you can read about it. I'm including links to all the astrologers I've been paying attention to in the comment section on Facebook. But that's my like little quickie. And my question to you is, like, do you see how that energy is showing up in your life now? Like, you were here visiting this last week, like we talked about this new version of you that you're like stepping into and evolving to. Now that you're back home, did you feel over the weekend, did you make any decisions or change any behaviors that are actually in alignment with the energy that I'm talking about? You can answer out loud, or maybe this is just a question that I'm asking like the collective. like that I would ask you that, and then our conversation would go into that. But maybe the function that you're providing me right now is like, I truly want to know the answers to that. And since I'm making this video for my friends, all of the other friends that I have as well, that's a question I'm asking too. Like, what big change can happen this week? What big heart-centered move can you make this week? What can you commit to? What can you be devoted to? So that's my summary. And Angela, thank you so much for being my sister. I love you so much. And I'm doing this every Sunday. If you want me to call you next Sunday and have an astrological conversation, let me know, because I think this is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to call someone up and have a conversation every Sunday, because that works better for my heart, because I love connection with others. So have a good week and see you next Sunday.